Hello. Welcome to the live show for this beautiful book. So excited. Oh my God. Wow. Half of us. My original cover copy comes in a couple days. Very excited.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I'm going to do with the first book though, because I also have that in the original cover. So maybe I'll just sell like one
Just
of them.
resell it. Yeah.
And then I'll probably just sell this one too. But
yeah.
Anyways, welcome to the live show for book 2 in the Bargainer series. We are very, very excited to have you guys here. Do we want to go around and introduce ourselves? Which at this point, if you don't know who these people are, I don't know what you're doing, but we'll still do introductions just in case. So, Sarah, do you want to go first?
Hello, I'm Sarah from Sarah's Shelves. Are we saying like our rating?
Oh, say the rating. Yeah.
Okay, I don't have a rating pinned down.
Okay. What are you like thinking? Like
I'm between a 4 and a 3.5.
Okay.
Rachel? I'm staring at Hannah, waiting for her to talk. Okay. Hi, guys. I'm Rachel. My channel is Raven-Haired Reader, and I gave this book 3 stars.
Okay.
A little laugh.
Hello, my name is Hannah. My channel is Hannah's Recent Reads. I gave it 5 stars.
Soccer.
Didn't you say this was your favorite, you think, in the series?
Yeah. After rereading it though, I don't know if I still stand by that because now I'm like, I don't know, I feel like I enjoyed the first one more on the reread. So, I don't know, but I still gave it 5 stars. I had a fun time.
Yeah. Okay, hi, I'm Sahar. You're on my channel. Welcome. And I gave it 3.5, but like I could be swayed either way. Because I just finished it a couple hours ago, so it hasn't like really sunk in yet, but I think 3.5 is kind of where I'm at.
Nice.
But yeah, let us know in the chat what you rated this one. Also Hannah rated both of them 5 stars, but for Rachel and Sarah, did you guys rate this higher or lower than the first one? Because I can't remember y'all's ratings.
I think I was either a 3.5 or a 3-star for Rhapsodic, so essentially the same.
Okay.
Yeah. I gave the first one a 5-star, so.
Yes, I do remember that. Okay.
But like, the reason why I'm like teetering between a 3.5 and a 4 is because yes, I just finished it yesterday, but I feel like right when I finished it, I was thinking it's a 4-star, and then today, I'm like, I barely remember a lot of it, so I'm like, that kind of makes it go down because I would remember it if I liked it more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hello. When I posted it on my story, me like swiped up. She's like, "Oh, it's tonight, the live show. Guess I should start."
Oh my God.
Like, okay, yeah, same, relatable. Oh, how far are you in it? Hello. I also did not finish on time on page 202. I'm working on finishing it right now. That's fine. You can come back and rewatch the live show. I keep them all up. I also keep all the sprints up. So if you want to read this book while watching those sprints, that could be cool too. And then come back and watch the live show. But hello. I am really, really excited to talk about this one because I am kind of really annoyed with the main character and the love interest, and their whole relationship is really starting to piss me off. So I'm excited to talk about it. Like I was reading this and I really just wanted to like fight someone. Like I was So I'm excited to talk about this, but non-spoiler thoughts first. If anyone has anything, that's kind of like my main non-spoilery thoughts is like the reason I didn't enjoy this one as much as I hoped is because of like the relationship. And I also feel like the ending I kind of saw coming like throughout the whole book. So that was kind of disappointing. And like, I'm dumb. I don't usually catch things happening. I just kind of like let life fly by, you know, but This one, like, I knew what was going to happen, so that was kind of sad. Yeah. What about y'all?
I feel like for me, kind of what Rachel was saying last time of like the cringy dialogue, I felt like there was more of that in this one than the first one. Like it was funny,
even though I gave it 5 stars, I would agree.
Yeah, like it was funny, but I'm like, why is that in there? Like, is it to make it more relatable? And then there are certain things where it'll age it, you know, like 10 years from now, people read this, they'll be like, when was this written? Like,
wait, did people even say this?
You know? And then I guess like some tropes that I kind of roll my eyes at occurred, you know, just some things that I was like, we have to do that, really. So
yeah. My just like non-spoilery, I mean, a lot of the feelings that I had for Rhapsodic, I had with this as well. I kind of just think maybe Laura Thalassa, just like I don't really vibe with her writing. I found I just like I was rolling my eyes a lot reading this. And then the predictability, I don't always mind predictability if I'm entertained in other ways and other aspects of the story, but I think because I'm just not with her writing style, I was just kind of like, it was just like very average for me. So yeah.
I totally agree with your critiques of it, but like I had so much fun with it, and like I was still like there were some moments where like moments between Callie and Des that I just was like smiling at. So I kind of like I get it. Like yes, there was a lot of more cringy writing. I'm like, this is what Rachel meant. The last one, I'm like, hey, there it is. I'm like definitely super predictable, but that didn't bother me with this one. But I really liked that we got to explore more of the other world in this one, because we don't really see a ton of it in the first book, so we like really got to explore Des's kingdom and like, you know, other kingdoms too, so I really liked that.
That was like the highlight for me. I was hoping for that, and I'm glad that we got a little bit more of that for sure.
And I feel like for me, I don't have a lot to compare it to, like other fantasy romances. So like I'm at an advantage and a disadvantage in that way. Because I'm like, I don't know that this is an average fantasy romance because like I don't know what the average one is.
Right. Yeah. I feel like because I had issues with like the relationship, I was hoping that like the plot would kind of carry a little bit more. And then that also like okay, maybe I should give it less than 3.5 stars. I feel like I just was annoyed reading this book. Maybe it's also because I like read it basically in one sitting.
Yeah.
I don't know if like maybe that influenced my enjoyment. Like maybe if I just like taken some time away from the characters and the world, I would have enjoyed it more, but this is where we're at. So okay. I don't know how late Cammie's gonna be, so I say we should just like jump right in. I'm making sure that she hasn't said anything. Okay. Are we ready to spoil this book?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Everyone who hasn't read it, bye. Leave. I mean, you can stay and get spoiled. That's fine, but I have 100 pages left. Okay, yes. Yes, come back and rewatch. Give it 4 stars. Okay. So, where do we want to start with this book? Because a lot happened, I feel like, but also like nothing happened. I don't know.
Well, Callie is now traumatized. She's kind of got, you know, that she's reeling from what she went through, and now she has wings too, so she's kind of like adapting.
I loved the like her coming to like love her wings, because there's that moment where Temper's like, I could magic those away if you want, and she's like, no, I want them. And like her learning to fly, and Des just like falls off a building, and
that
she's
was
like, what the
funny. That was really funny.
And like there was a cute moment between them two where he like tries to land on a tree and she tries to land next to him, but she's like doesn't know how to land yet, so she like crashes into him and he giggles, and it was so cute.
Yeah, those moments were really sweet with her wings. I did get a little annoyed because I feel like they like repeated the fact that she can't sleep on her back like multiple times, and I was like, okay, I get it. Like she can't do that. cool. But everything else, I was like, yes, it was
They're
really
like,
sweet.
remember, she has wings.
Yeah, like that's what it felt like every time they like brought that up. I was like, I didn't forget. I know they're there. Like, love her learning to fly. Yeah, that was really funny because he was like, okay, like let's practice. Okay, that's good enough. Let's go. And I was like, what?
Like jump up and try to stay in the air for a little bit, and she's like, I barely did it. And he's like, yeah, good enough.
Yeah. I feel like the whole like solstice like parties and like all of that stuff I feel like is what dragged for me a little bit because I feel like I was enjoying it like the first 100 pages and then the solstice stuff happened and then it just felt like we weren't really talking about the plot anymore. Like it was just kind of like we were just kind of hanging on and like doing whatever and then all of a sudden plot happens and then it goes by like really quickly. So like I feel like the middle chunk kind of dragged for me.
Yeah, I can see that. I feel like the structure of the plot just could have been better because I liked the, solstice, like that's exciting, but I just think that, yeah, it was kind of touch and go with the pace a little bit for me.
Yeah.
Thanks, Anna.
Yeah. Okay, I'm trying to think back to.
Oh, I also really liked the training, like physical training.
Yes.
Like I love that in books. It never gets old for me. So like when Jess is like training her like how to like wield a sword and like that moment where she like cut off a piece of his hair and he was like, oh, I can use my dominant hand now. She was like, oh, I didn't even notice. I love that.
It still just like triggers me every single time they're like his white blonde hair or whatever. I'm like, no, he can't have that color hair. Like he has to be like a brunette. Like,
I have like a very like clear image of him because I had the same problem the first time I read it. I kept picturing him with dark hair.
Yeah.
And every moment they were talking about his white hair, I was like, fuck, I keep messing that up. I went on Pinterest and like looked up white hair men. Like white hair hot men. Not like
there's a bunch of 85-year-olds. And she was like, wait, I need to specify.
Yeah. So now that I did that, I have like this clear image in my head of what
this is what I envision.
Yeah.
Henry Cavill, is that how you pronounce his last name? In The Witcher. And because it's like long too, and then you can like put it in his little like man bun that they describe, and I'm like,
yes.
Also,
his fits, his like freaking AC/DC shirts and his kids shirt and like his leather pants. I'm like,
I love it.
What are you doing? Who's dressing you?
Who's the costume designer? I just want to know. But yes, the whole temper thing, I loved when she came in and she was all like losing control and she was like, what did he do to you? Like I loved that like overprotective friend thing. And then she didn't really have anything to do with the rest of the story. And I was really disappointed. Like I thought that there was going to be like more with her. And I mean, she got her little like lust story. Which was
like side romance.
Yeah. But I felt like once they brought her in because her entrance was so dramatic, I thought that she was going to play more of a role in the plot.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like her character is really underused. Like she's supposed to be like this badass sorceress that's like so rare and everybody fears her and she's just like really sassy. Like that's it.
Yeah.
Like that one moment where she busts through the portal and is like ready to like start shit and they calm her down, like that's it.
Yeah. And like the only thing that she really did was like her healing that one time. Yeah. And then other than that, it was just like she was just there. She would just like pop up to like save Callie from an awkward conversation or like just be like, hey, let me tell you about the great stuff I did last night in detail.
Like she was pretty much just a human. Like she was just her bestie and that was it. And it's like, no, she's a sorceress. Like let her be that.
Yeah. It was a really good entrance.
Mm-hmm.
When Callie was like, ooh, this shock felt a little familiar, I was like, ooh. I was excited. I was like, ooh, what's it gonna be? But yeah, I definitely feel like we could have gotten so many cool scenes from her. And I hope that we get something in the next book or like in the novella or something, because like I want to know more about her and like her powers and like all of this stuff. But yeah, she would be really good for a spin-off. I would read her book.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, what else happened in this book? Not me forgetting.
Well,
I
we
mean,
find out that the like Mad King or whatever wasn't like really the real bad guy.
yeah. Okay, yeah. The whole like Dessa's dad thing, like I feel like was made really obvious, and like it's fine. Like it's not like a make it or break it, the fact that like you could guess where it was going. But I feel like it was almost like in your face, because they said like multiple times like, oh, the guy that they saw looked like Des, and then they kept revealing things about his dad and his mom, and then like, and I was just like, okay, well, clearly the dad's not dead, or there's some kind of like evil twin brother thing happening, like something's going on with this family, because it's obviously not gonna be Des is evil, and if they look like him, yeah.
I think it was too heavy-handed for sure. Like just a little bit less of that I think would have benefited, because even if we know, it's like still, if it's not so in our face, I think it can just, the reveal is a little bit more satisfying that way.
Yeah. I also, this is such a little thing, but it really irked me that the Mara,
It's like 2 stars.
No, I'm like, sorry, this book is not 3.5 for you. I'm just gonna tell you.
No, okay,
This more bothered me.
Like I think
there's stuff that I really like, but like in a live show,
Yeah,
like let's rip it apart. Let's destroy this. Also, what I'm about to say is really like this is not a reason to be annoyed with a book, but the Green Man, I just did not like that name.
That's like a legit mythology thing, though.
Oh,
really?
Like,
bothered me.
No, that's like a real thing. Like that is pulled from mythology. Like that is his name, and he is literally a green man, and he literally does things with plants. Like that's straight up pulled from mythology.
Okay, I'm glad I know that, because
well, that's not Laura Thalassa. That is.
Okay, I was like,
could have done something a little bit more unique.
Yeah, no, that's literally because like he's literally, his name is Green Man, and he's literally a green man. Like so on the nose, but that is like a legit thing.
Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah,
because I was reading this like, why? Like,
I don't know if it's
out of everything she could have called him, she called him the Green Man. Like,
no, that's good to know. Yeah, because I was like, come on, Laura, we can do better than Green Man. Yeah, that's funny.
What are y'all's thoughts on Des and Callie's relationship in this book?
Loved it.
I love that they finally like did the dirty.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, the spice was good.
Okay, this is funny because like I read this shortly after reading like the ACOTAR series, and that was my foray into like smut. And I remember being like, oh, this is so spicy, and now I'm like, this is so tame. Like,
oh my god,
I was ready for like some like hardcore smut in this, and I was rereading it, and I was like, oh, Hannah.
I know, the first time I read Akamath, I was like, oh my god. It's like, now I've read it multiple times, and I'm like, this is not even a one spicy pepper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like their relationship. I mean, definitely, like for me, the buildup and the tension is gone, and sometimes in a multi-book series that can still be fun. I'm just not like crazy about this. I'm kind of just like, I do miss the buildup, but that's to be expected when they're together now. So
yeah.
But I like the spice. Like it was good. Like I like the romance.
I feel like once like a couple gets together in a fantasy romance, like that when that tension is gone, I'm like I still like it, but I'm less interested in it.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, when I was reading this one, I'm like, I still think I liked the first one better because it was like will they, won't they? You know
Yeah.
they will, but
Yeah.
like, the tension. But I think like the fact that like Jess still has all these secrets and isn't like super like forthcoming with Callie helps with that a little bit. But yeah, I definitely like now that I'm like saying that out loud, I'm like, yeah, I think I like the first book better actually because there's the tension and I love the tension.
Yep.
Yeah. Because once they're like domesticated, you're like,
Yeah.
it's boring.
Yeah. Well, like they're soulmates. Like, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
But the whole thing when he's like,
Yeah,
but we're not really soulmates because you have to drink like the
yeah, we're incompatible.
And I was like, what is going on?
I know. I wish we could have like held off on the whole mates thing maybe a little bit. Maybe like end of this book or something. Like, I don't know, just to have that like, extra
after she drinks the lilac wine, then they have this like instant bond connection. They're like, oh my God, we're mates. But then also like some of the other stuff wouldn't make sense because like Des has been like waiting for her and like all this. So like I don't know how it would be like weaved better into the story, but that's like what bothered me about the relationship was like they're mates, but then also they don't have that like bond or whatever, and their magic is incompatible. And I was like, okay, so like how does this make sense?
Right. Well, then in like the first book, there's like the wings thing or whatever. And it's like, oh, that's only shown to mates. And I'm like, okay. But I feel like that kind of contradicts like, well, you guys aren't truly, there's this even further bond. And I'm like, then why could they see? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was just a little confusing for me.
Yeah, that tripped me up a little bit too. Cause I'm like, yeah, they only show their wings to their soulmates. And then he's like, but wait a second, we're not like fully soulmates.
Yeah. We're like 99%
there.
Yeah. I did like though, so in the last book, one of my complaints was that like the ending with like her kidnapping went by like really fast and he just found her like really easily. And I was hoping that we would have seen like a chapter from his POV to see like him all like tortured and like mentally tortured, that she was gone and taken and all of that. But now I understand why we didn't get that because of the whole like suspicion. How did he find her so fast? Like blah blah blah. But then we got his POV chapter and I loved it. Yes.
Because he thought like maybe she just left him, but then the cutest part of it was, I think I tabbed it actually because I was like, that's
is it the coffee thing?
Yeah, the full cup of coffee. Like, you would have never left a full cup of coffee. I was like, that's me.
No, I was like, this is me. This is me. If I ever am gone, if I disappear, you'll know because there'll be that coffee.
But, like, imagine him waking up and thinking like, oh, she left me, and then seeing coffee and him being like, someone took her.
She's been kidnapped.
Yeah, that was really sweet. So I really liked that we got his POV, even though it was like only a chapter. But
I also just like how like he's like the alpha protective of her. Like the feminism leaves my body in those moments.
Right? At the same time, he's like, I'll never leave your side. Like, I'm gonna protect you at every time of every day. And then like the freaking whipping thing happens. And I'm like, where were you then?
Yeah.
Yeah. But like how annoying, like Callie would have hated it if he was like, oh, I have to go to this super important meeting, but I'm not gonna leave your side. Like she'd be like, go away.
Yeah.
Like she wouldn't want that either, I feel like. So
yeah.
Not that she could like see like, okay, I'm gonna be whipped now, so probably stay here. Like
I don't know. It's like you talk a big game, but like you never get hurt, okay?
I don't know. I liked that he would like came and was just like ready to kill all the other rulers. And like when Callie said like that's the guy who took me, he just like looked at her and just like immediately went and fought the guy. Like I
Yeah.
like that.
There was a lot of dust fighting people in this for Callie. It was, yeah.
Love that.
I really liked the whole like the men disappearing were like in the trees thing. I thought that was so cool.
Like the trees were bleeding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, because like when she first put that in the book, like that they were bleeding out, and he was like, "Oh, it's sap. Oh my God, no, it's blood." And I was like, "What is going on? What does this mean?" And then when we get that whole like reveal, I was like, "Oh my God, the trees were bleeding."
I like that. I thought that was like a cool way to say it and reveal and everything.
Yeah. And like, I don't know. It was really like hard to read though, like the description of the soldier like getting taken and then her like trying to get him out and stuff. And I was like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? Like, is he gonna die? Like, and then like finding the like guy who had like been in the tree for a while, and like the description of what he looked like was also like brutal. It's like, oh my God. So I really, really liked that part of it. See, I liked stuff, guys. It's still a good okay. But I really, really like that. That was probably like one of my favorite things of the whole book was the whole tree thing. But yeah, what else?
I really liked that we got to see like the Night Kingdom. Like he took her on that little tour of all the different places, and like
the little
it
islands.
was like the little islands and stuff.
Yeah,
I really liked that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I also, I really liked the dynamic in like the other like kingdom that they went to, with how they like treated humans and like anyone who wasn't them. Like you could like feel the kind of tug of war they were playing with, like, okay, well, she's his mate, so we have to like respect her, but also she's a human, so like slaves, like trap, like, you know. And I really liked seeing how they were trying to navigate their way through like how to talk to her and how to deal with her and everything. I thought that was really well done. But I'm trying to think what else happened, because I feel like the middle was just like it was fun. I liked the solstice. I liked them like getting ready, like her and Temper hanging out, besties getting their hair done and all this. And like I thought that was so cute. And like the woven moonlight, was it like her dress or whatever? I was like, yes, I'm here for it. I like this.
When Des like makes a deal with the stars.
Yes, I was just about to say that. The stars,
and everybody's like, "Oh, it's so dark out tonight," and like it's because all the starlight's in her hair.
Yeah,
it's so cute.
I love that. So I really,
because he literally says, "I would steal the stars from the sky for you."
Yes,
so cute.
He's like, "I'm busy."
See, those things were cute, and then some of the dialogue, I was like, someone said that to me, I'd be like, bro, what do you want? Like,
I feel like the dialogue though is like it's all Callie. That's like the cringy parts.
No,
I feel like
there was one thing that Des said that I was like, oh my God, I just read the word pregnant. Can we talk about that? The whole thing? Because I was like, y'all been doing the nasty unprotected, and then she's like, oh my God, how could I have not thought of this? And I was like, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. How did you not think about this? Like, she's like, oh my God, I haven't been taking birth control, and it's been oh my God, am I pregnant? I was like, yes, honey, that's
what
how
are the
usually
chances?
works. Like, yeah, and she's like, what like fool would do this, or what idiot? And she was like, it's me, I'm the idiot. And I was like, yeah, you are. But I did not really like Des's reaction to like when they talked about it, because he was just kind of like, well, don't you want to have my kids? Like, didn't you say? And she was like, okay, yeah, but like we need to talk about this. I was like, bro, you're literally keeping all these secrets from her. Like, y'all don't know each other very well still. Like who you are now. Like, obviously they like have known each other for so long, but I'm like, you don't know who you guys are now, and yet you're like, but you don't have my kid. I'm like, no, she doesn't. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah. He's like, we're mates though, so you.
But also we're not, so.
Yeah, apparently they're not, like, fully.
No, but it made me cringe so hard when they were having that conversation, and then immediately he just puts his hand like on her stomach. I'm like, dude, step back.
Oh my god.
I did not like his reaction
Yeah.
to that. But I did think that I was like, yeah, honey, you are dumb if that wasn't going on in your mind. Like, how old are you again? Like, come on.
How old is she?
But I do love when she was bargaining with the bargainer, and she's like, I want to drink again. Like, what do I have to do?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. She's 23?
23.
23.
I was like, 30.
I didn't want to interrupt Sarah, but I heard you ask your question. So.
If she was 30, I was like, wait, okay, this book is 2 stars then. Like, there's no way. 23, I'll give it to her.
Literally, when she can drink again, she's like, I can drink again. Yes. And I'm like,
that was the moment where I was like, this is what Rachel's talking about. Literally the yeah.
Yeah. There was also
that's just a pet peeve in fantasy. And I get that this isn't like a medieval fantasy, like, you know, like it's modern day, whatever, but just when it's so like saying yes in this it takes me out.
That's
and
what
like,
I'm saying, like
they were like,
agent.
oh, we're gonna watch Deathly Hallows Part 2 now, blah blah blah. I'm like, oh, come on, can we just like, I want to live in this book. I don't want to think about the world, you know.
The yes definitely dated it, because I was like, nobody says that anymore. Like, I remember when people said that like 10 years ago.
Literally. They're gonna be like, okay, this was around the time that like BuzzFeed was like, you know, the thing and all of that type of language. Like, yeah.
Oh, okay. This part also, so in chapter 33, it's like kind of like right by the beginning, but they were talking about the lilac wine and all of that. And then she's like, I don't understand, like, why'd you keep this a secret? And he's like, maybe I didn't want to know your opinion and like all of this stuff. And then he's like, if you wanted to be immortal, it would mean you were okay forsaking all those things that made you so delightfully human, things I happen to love. Aww. And I was like, he literally just said he doesn't give a crap about your opinion. And then he like said, but I love these things. And you're like, oh my God, yes.
Yes. Here's the thing with that, with her saying like, so he says, you know, I don't care about your opinion, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
And then she goes, aw. And I feel like it's literally like when on a TV show, they break the fourth wall and they look at the camera. Like, I feel like that's what she's doing. She's going, aw, like to the reader, like, isn't that so cute? And I'm like, please stop. Don't talk to us. Just be in the book.
Yeah, I didn't like that part either. So, but oh my gosh, Cammie's still at the first.
Oh
no.
Cammie, what did you rate the book?
Yeah, I know. I'm curious about Cammie's rating.
Let us know. But I'm trying to think like what else, because I feel like we covered most of it.
I feel like most of the stuff I tabbed was just like stuff that made me laugh, like funny one-liners. A lot of the dialogue, like Temper was saying, "Girl, your face was deeper in that pillow than Malachi's blink was."
I love Temper's character. I want more of her. Like, I want to get to know her more and see her power and just like have more scenes with her because she's so funny. She's like,
I like Temper, but I also feel like her dialogue is cringy.
It is a lot of the time.
Temper's dialogue I don't like. Honestly, I don't really enjoy. I think it's really
she's like the cliche, like sassy black friend.
Yeah, I don't
like the way that she's written. It's like it's a bit of a stereotype.
Yeah, I think that Laura Thalassa like shouldn't be writing her that way, honestly. Like as a white, it just kind of, I was like, oh, this is not a good book.
I felt that way too. And she literally was like, where is that effing thunder?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that was funny.
It was funny, but I'm like, Why was this in here?
See, that's why I don't mind her dialogue when it's cringy, because I feel like she says it and, like, it actually makes me laugh, and then all of the other cringy dialogue, I'm like, "Why? Why did we just say this?" But when it's temper, I'm like, "Yes. Okay. Yes."
See, that's like how I know. Well, okay, Rachel. Like for Zodiac Academy, Geraldine's character, like
Yes.
her dialogue is so cringy in that series, but it's like her character.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I love I love that character, but like that's
I
kind of
learned
how
to
I feel with
accept
Temper.
it.
Like
Yeah.
I
In the
still like
beginning,
Temper, but like her dialogue, I'm like,
yeah, no, I like her too. I don't like the dialogue that
yeah.
Laura Thalassa
I think
wrote
it's
for her.
also because, like, we only ever see her in those kinds of scenes. So, like, if we got to actually know her more, like, if she had taken more part in, like, the plot and the ending and all of that in this book, I feel like we would have gotten to see more of, like, her serious side and, like, her more her less cringy stuff too.
I also feel like her magic works in the other world. Callie's doesn't. So like it would have been cool to see like
Utilize
like
her
a
more.
badass human with magic like showing up these fairies. Like that would have been nice.
Yeah. I did like, though, when Callie was able to use her siren abilities on, like, that one human to, like, show what she
Yeah.
can do. It was kind of like a, like, "You're underestimating me, like, don't step on my toes, like, I will fight you."
Also
And I
the
like
fact that Mara was like attracted to Callie.
Yeah!
Des was like, "You hate that you want her." I was like, "That's
You hate that you want me
fantastic."
and her.
Yeah.
That was really funny. I did like that. But I'm trying to think, like, what else happened in this book?
I know, it's like the main plot points that we've talked about span, like, several chapters and pages. So it's not like there's a ton to talk about, but it you know, 'cause it, like, drags out. What do you guys think of Dessa's dad? Thoughts, theories? What's the scoop? Nothing. Okay, cool.
I'm like, no thoughts that empty at this point.
I just wanna, like, I wanna know, like, how he's here, you know?
Yeah.
Like, obviously, Des is like, "I literally killed him," like, what the heck?
Yeah.
But also, like, how he got to, like, this point in time and, like, what he's doing here, like, I wanna know more. But other than, like, my curiosity, I don't really have any thoughts on, like, him.
Yeah. 'Cause I did love that moment between, like, Des and Callie where he's like, "We have more bond than you think, 'cause, like, we both killed our dads."
Yeah.
And then it's like, but plot twist, like, he's still alive, actually.
Yeah.
Like,
So actually, y'all have nothing in common. You're not mates. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm remembering correctly, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty confident that the novella is from Dessa's perspective, and it's, like, his past, and, like, we get to explore that a lot
Ooh.
more. So it, like, gives you more answers on that kind of stuff, and then the third book picks up, like, where this one left off.
Yeah. Okay. I'm excited for that.
I
'Cause I
could
feel
be
like
wrong.
that's what, like, we've been
But I'm pretty
wanting.
sure.
Yeah, that's, like, what we've been wanting for, like, the last 2 books. Like, I wanna know more about Des's past,
Yeah.
like, 'cause we just, like, don't get to know him, and especially because he's so, like, secretive with Callie too, so it's not like we're getting to know him as she's, like, or
Learning
we
all
are
this
getting
stuff.
to know him as she is, and it's, like,
Yeah.
really slow, so I think that'll be good too. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
and in the first book, we do have, like, both of their perspectives, and then in this one, like, you do get a little bit of his, like, at the
Yeah, that one
very end, but it's all Callie.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm interested to see how a book, like, from his POV would read. Like, 'cause, like, a lot of times I feel like people have the issue of, like, they'll read a whole series in, like, the female POV and then a spinoff, like, kinda like Twilight or, like, the Mara Dyer series, like, the spinoff will be in the guy's POV, and it just, like, completely changes how you, like, think about them and
Yeah.
all that. And yeah, and, like, even reading like ACOTAR, and then going from Farah to Nesta's POV, and like obviously like because it's Nesta, we get to see different sides of like the characters, but even just that, it's like interesting to read like from a different POV. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. But that
Somebody posted like on social media like a graphic saying that Akasif was a standalone, and we're like, no. It's not. It's just funny. She just meant, I think, that like it's a different point of view or whatever, but it's just funny. Cammy.
Yeah. Oh, I love Cammy.
Cammy's like, I'm not gonna give you my rating. But
Yeah, I was like, I'm waiting. You're waiting for the pharmacy or waiting for you? What is your rating? Please tell us. I think that's all that I have. Is there anything else that you guys feel like we didn't talk about? I feel like we covered most of it, but that's why like I feel like not a lot happened. Not like in a bad way. Like it was very like encompass the whole story, kind of like what you were saying, Hannah. So like I feel like we covered everything, but is there anything else you guys can think of that I might be missing? Oh, okay.
No, there we go.
Yay. I mean, I don't even know how anyone would answer this question, but I'm kind of just curious as to what was added in those like newer editions versus these.
Oh yeah.
Like, if it changed it a lot, because like we talked about all the same things and we all were like, oh yeah, I remember that part. So I'm like, what was added or what like was different about those?
I feel like if whenever the audiobook comes out, if you ever like to follow along, the audiobook is going to be whatever the new books are.
Yeah.
So like then you'll get that stuff. But I know I was telling Rachel too, I was like, I want to listen to the audiobook, but it comes out literally 2 days after our live show for this.
Oh no.
Like, it comes out tomorrow. It comes out tomorrow. And I was like, oh, I would have loved to have the audiobook.
Yeah, because when I didn't start it until like yesterday, I wanted to listen to the audio and I was like, oh, so the day after.
Yeah, literally tonight at midnight it'll be out.
Well, clearly I have great timing. If I knew this, we would have done our live show tomorrow and it would be fine.
And it was funny because the one for Rhapsodic came out like right after our live show.
Like a week Rhapsodic.
You timed it staggering.
When does the audiobook for the third
I think it's literally in May that the next one comes out.
Yeah, I think it's well after.
Are we doing like the novella as a month like by itself?
No. So
yeah, how do we want to do it?
This month we'll do novella and the third book because the novella is like pretty short.
Dark Harmony's audiobook comes out in July.
Oh.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
What's the last one called? The Emperor. Or no, that's the novella, The Emperor of Evening Souls.
Evening Stars.
Yeah.
And then the last one's Dark Harmony.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we'll do we'll probably do sprints like sometime next week for the novella / the third book. I'm probably gonna read the novella like over the weekend and then start the third book during sprints.
That's what I'm gonna do. Or plan to do.
But we'll figure that out. Stay tuned, everyone, for dates. But I think that is all for this live show. So thank you, everyone, for coming and chatting about book 2. Join the Discord if you haven't already. Subscribe to all of these lovely ladies, including Cammy. And we'll see you next time.